All right, everyone. Well, we got the exhaust system all complete. Just want to walk through it and kind of show you what we did and how we did it, why we did it, and what we used to do it. So we'll start at the back here. You know what? Actually, better it'd be I'll start up at the front. Let's go all the way up to the front up here. Oh, hey, what do we got here? Hold on. Let me get a little sip of this. I'd walk all the way across the desert to get a sip of something like that. That is some good stuff. So anyways, here's what Trenton did. He put some headers on it, put the O2 sensor back in. These were Flowtech headers. They fit up pretty good. Kind of like the exhaust manifolds that were on it. They kind of drop in the same spots. So I thought they were a pretty good install. Nice thick flanges right here. Look how thick these are. You aren't going to have any chance of, normally them flanges bend and the gaskets blow out. Really thick flange. If I had a complaint, it'd be the length of the bolts they send with. You don't even have a thread sticking out of the bottom of the nut after you put them together. So I actually went in my bolt bin, got some longer bolts. So what we did is a combination of some different sizes. This is a 2 1/4 pipe here, because when I bend it in my exhaust bender, it doesn't kink it in too bad, and I wanted to keep my diameter fairly large at the front. And I figured 2-inch was going to be big enough on what we have. I mean, it's a 305, 200 horsepower rating. I figured dual 2-inch. It was stock with single 3-inch. So I feel that we're flowing plenty of exhaust for what I did here. So, but I just wanted to keep it coming off the headers a little larger. So I went 2 1/4, then I went down to 2-inch to get through here, and then I built this custom X pipe right here. So what we got going on is off the driver's side, or passenger side header, comes down 2 1/4, everything kind of snakes around through here. And then you can see how the driver's side crosses through. So it's a true X. Crosses through, and then the driver's side ends up on the passenger side at the rear, and the passenger side ends up on the driver's side in the rear. And pretty much if you pull the tape measure all the way down the pipes, I bet they're almost identical as far as lengthwise. So that's why I did that. So kind of get a better look here at this X pipe. Kind of unique. I don't know if it's performance wise, if it's adding anything or losing anything. I couldn't tell you. But like I said, I figured at a 200 horsepower rating, we're not losing anything in my mind. So, but it looks kind of neat. It sounds really good. Really, really sounds good. But so here's kind of a good look at the front here. This whole front section alone took me like 5 hours one day to build that front section. So we went aluminize to this point right here. And then this is where I switched over to the stainless. And I just MIG welded the stuff up here just for easeability. So this is all stainless. I was able to make these bends in my exhaust bender. And then, so just travel on up to the back here, up over the rear end. Same deal, stainless. Bent that in my exhaust bender, up and over the axle here. Pretty tight bends up at the top to get this to come down right. And then back here into the muffler. A Flowmaster, dual in, dual out muffler. I put like bushings in right here because actually the stainless, it doesn't like to stretch. So I butt welded. Everywhere else is all butt welded. But right here I actually slipped a bushing into the muffler and then welded my exhaust pipes in there, because this was a 2.5-inch inlet and outlet. So to make the transition, like I said, I used the bushing in there. So then the tailpipe coming out of the muffler, I end up TIG welding this stuff because you can kind of see from the bottom side of the car, you're able to see the welds. So I just kind of wanted to make these look a little bit nicer. So TIG welded those up. Custom made this. This is all bent up, welded together, then polished. It's a stainless steel, and I probably spent an hour and a half on the buffer polishing that thing to make it shine like that. And it's 2 separate deals. So right here there's a weld all the way down on both sides. So this is a plate, and then this is bent, and then it's got a divider in it. So it's cut at an angle to kind of match, the angle of the bumper and stuff here. So then I put a plate on the rear back here. Once again, I put a couple bushings on and then ran my pipes to that. And then wherever these pipes are, it's right in that divider. See if I can get this up here. You can kind of see how the pipes split right in the middle of each tip. So it's a one of. I mean, like I said, we built it. You know, looked at some pictures of some Corvette stylings of tips and stuff, and this is kind of what we dreamt up. So kind of a unique deal. So it's all hung good back here. Got some nice hangers and stuff on it. But yeah, I think total with making the tip, all the bends, all the welding on this thing, I'm at about 20 hours of doing this. And yeah, so you ask yourself, what does a person use to do an exhaust system, something like this? You know, what kind of tools would you have to have? And I'll show you what I used, but I'll tell you, you don't need all these tools to be able to build a custom exhaust system. You can do them with just a couple of tools, really, but I'll show you what all we end up using. I mean, we used a TIG welder, we used a bandsaw, you know, multiple different grinders and belt sanders and stuff here. We used a plasma cutter, used the wire feed, and used my exhaust bender here to do some of the bends. But to do a system like this, custom system, you don't need the exhaust bender, you don't need the plasma cutter. Really all you need is a hand grinder with a cutoff wheel and a wire feed. You can build this system by basically just using pre-bent elbows. And that's how I've done it on other projects. You know, I've built headers, I've built complete exhaust systems by just buying these pre-bent mandrel elbows, and you can buy them in 90s or 180s, and you just cut them wherever you need them, your bend to be, and weld them together. You can just butt weld them together. And if you're a good welder and make good cuts, these are all butt welded right here. You know, it's just a seamless deal. So you can build it with just a couple tools, but I pretty much took every tool out of the arsenal I had to put this system together, only because I got them, so I used them. But so that's his dual exhaust system on here. Like I said, it's pretty much all stainless other than the front part. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, comment. Appreciate it, guys. Talk to you later.